Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today topic is related with the isolator interlocks. This topic asked by many subscribers, so that's why I have decided to make a video on interlocks. How can we use isolator interlocks with panel, with circuit breaker, with relays? Okay, so in this topic we will discuss deeply about isolator interlock and particular operations wise as well. The end of the video I will give some special hint to improve configurations with the relays, with breakers and other things, whatever you want. Let's get started. Friends, isolator plays a very important role in our substation. We know that. So we can utilize a very good interlocks with the breaker, with the panel, with the indoor panel like 33 kV or 11 kV, and the relay as well. So our isolator interlocks we can utilize in the circuit breaker, in with the panel, with the relay, and obviously with indoor panels. How can we utilize this? Let's try to understand in next slide. Suppose this is our isolator, and we know that we have a marshalling box in which all the wirings are connected in this marshalling box. So it's very important to connect wirings. In this MK box you will get a motor terminal block and local operation switch, MCB, DC MCB, and of course indications as well. So everything you will get in the isolator MK box. On the other side we have a circuit breaker. In the circuit breaker also we have a MK box, because all the wirings of circuit breakers you will find in this MK box. Okay, so this MK box, so here we have a MK box with the circuit breaker, and we have a MK box with the isolator. So how can we connect this isolator with the circuit breaker, and what are the interlocks we can take? Let's try to understand. So this is the basic diagram of our isolator MK box. Here you will find most important thing. I will discuss about only most important thing here, otherwise you will get distracted and confused. So here TB3 is very much important, because you will find OM contacts, mean open contacts, and the TB4 is our closing contacts, CM contacts. Okay, because in isolator we have a auxiliary switch. So when you close the isolator or open the isolator, the auxiliary switch will move accordingly. According to our movement, our this contacts TB3 and TB4 will be changeover. Suppose our contact is open, when we close the isolator, our contacts will you will get continuity on CM part. When you open the isolator, you will get the continuity on OM part. Okay, when your isolator is closed, OM contacts will remain open, but the CM contact will remain closed. So this is the basic diagram. So you this is actually most important, because you have to connect your wirings in this contact only. Likewise, in circuit breaker, this is the closing circuit diagram. Okay, this is the breaker closing circuit. Okay, you will get here the closing coil. This is my closing coil. So negative will pass through here, from here through K1 through S3, and you will get a negative here. So this is our for interlock. You can read here, this is for interlock. So suppose if I would like to make interlock, closing interlock with the isolator, like if my isolator is closed, then and then only my breaker should get close. Okay, otherwise my breaker should not able to close. So for that, what I have to do, I need a isolator close position NC contacts. So recently I have just shared with you, when you close the isolator, your CM contact will remain NC and your OM contact will remain NO. So here suppose 21 and 22 you will get NC when your isolator is closed. So what you have to do, you just connect this 21 on X1 49 sorry, and 22 you have to connect at X1 50 number. So now what will happen when you close the breaker? Suppose my isolator is open right now, okay? So in that case my CM contact, this contact will remain open, okay? So my breaker is not able to close because my positive will not extend from here. Closing coil will not get positive here. But when I close my isolator, this CM contact will close. And this close means our 21 and 22 number contacts will remain NC. And this NC means the closed path, you will find a closed path through isolator here. So what will happen when I give close command at in this position, my positive will go here and will pass through 21 22 and will reach at X1 50 and my breaker closing coil will energized. So this is the basic closing interlock for my circuit breaker. Okay, hope you understand. If you would like to reverse interlock means suppose my breaker is closed, okay? So in that case my isolator should not open. Unfortunately, if we close the isolator, our element like a feeder or transformer will get suddenly charged, and it might damage our isolator contacts, or maybe due to heavy spike on voltage, maybe our equipment insulation also may affected, or our system gets very high unbalance. To avoid this interlock is very much important. In this case what you have to do, you need to use a breaker auxiliary contact here. So for that you need to use this portion. This is isolator interlock isolator closing interlock. Earlier we had discussed on breaker closing interlock. In this case we are discussing about isolator interlock. So this is the portion where you need to you can make isolator interlock arrangement. So for that you need auxiliary contact of circuit breaker, because isolator want breaker conditions, and we know that how we can get a breaker conditions. So for that we need to use auxiliary contact of circuit breaker. So for that you need to use close contact of circuit breaker. NC contact means my point is you have to use NC contact. How? So this is K1B and this is K3, okay? This is the closing circuit of isolator. So if we break this circuit, then our isolator is not able to close remotely, right? So what we'll have to do, we need to connect this circuit through breaker auxiliary switch contact. So how we can use, so we have to use this path. This K1 will connect here, okay, and this is X01, and from 1302 this 103 will connect at K3. You will find a closed path here. So K1 will go at 101, it will come out from 102 and will reach at K3. So here my breaker is open right now. So in that case we can operate isolator in this position. But suppose my breaker is on, so in that case these auxiliary contacts will remain open, NO. So that's why this circuit will remain open and we are not able to close the isolator. Got the point? So here we need to break the circuit. So actually interlock is nothing but we need to break the circuit and close the circuit. So when we close the circuit, our interlock will work. When we break the circuit, our interlock will not able to work. Let's discuss about panel interlock. We can prevent the closing circuit. We can control the closing circuit from our panel as well. So same phenomena, same philosophy. Okay, here 21, we need to use a 21 22 connect, and you will find here this point is breaker interlock. This is our closing circuit and this is our breaker portion. This is whole breaker portion, and this side is totally panel side. So what we will do, at TB number 425 and the 426, we will connect 21 number at X425 and the 22 number will connect at the 426. So what will happen, if my isolator is closed, means this circuit will remain NC, then and then this path will closed, and this path will allow us to switch on the breaker. But suppose my isolator is open, this contact will remain open and this circuit will not able to remain closed, and we are not able to create a closed path here, and my circuit breaker will not able to close. So this interlock we can make at panel side as well. So either you can make it on breaker side, or either you can do it on panel side. Both are equivalently work and work perfectly, so you can choose either one. On add-on to this is the earth switch. We use earth switch for earthing purpose. For any shutdown or maintenance time, we need to earth our equipment over our transmission line or our elements. So in line isolator we have earth switch as well, so you can make earth switch as an interlock as well. Okay, so for that what you have to do, in earlier stage same principle we will use, like 21 connections we had connected at X425 and the 22 number was connected at 6 number. Okay, so this is directly connect our isolator with the breaker. But if we will like to use earthing switch as well, so in earthing switch work reversely. When our isolator is closed, earthing switch will remain open, and when our isolator is open, our earthing switch remain closed. So here inversely proportional we need to use our earthing switch. So here we can use earthing switch as an interlock. So for that we need to cut down this circuit here, and we have to use earthing switch contact here. So for that we need to use anode contact. Okay, because when my earthing switch is open, at that time my breaker is able to close. When my earthing switch is closed, at that time my breaker should not get closed. So for that what we will have to do, we need to use anode contact of earthing switch. Likewise same terminal you will find, like here this is a earthing switch box. So same kind of terminal you will find TB3 and TB4 you will find here as well. This is my line isolator, this is my earthing switch, okay, and this is my breaker connections, okay, panel connections. So what I have to do, first my 21 will connect with the 21, this one, and this 21 will reach at TB number 425. My CM22 terminal will connect with the earthing switch 22. This is NO contact, okay, here, and this one are NC, and 22 and out wire from 22 will connect with the TB number 426 here, this one. So this is a perfect interlock with earthing switch, which is very much important for safety reason, because whenever my earthing switch is closed, my breaker will not get closed and isolator at that time will remain open. So you will get a dual interlock here. If you like to design perfect interlock with isolator, first you have to concentrate on this part. This is auxiliary switch. If your auxiliary switch is not able to perform, it's not with align with your isolator, you are not able to get perfect interlock, because your contact will not get changeover as per our requirement. So first, what you have to do, first you need to align auxiliary switch with your isolator mechanism, so it moves as per the isolator blades movement. And before you start any interlock, first need to check your continuity. Like these two are contacts 1 2, so you need to check the continuity, whether this contact getting close or not. Likewise on this side as well. So in that case, if you do so, you will get better idea whether your contacts are able to close or not, and it perform well or not. Okay, so this is a basic interlocks theory. If you have any questions, please you can ask in comment, so I will surely reply on it. And still, if you want anything more inside this interlock, you can just give me a comment. I will share all the details. If you think this video is really helpful to you, please like, share and subscribe, and please share this video to your friends, your colleagues. Keep learning, keep growing. Thank you very much.